Richard Weil, and I'm the principal and CEO of National Restaurant Consultants. And again, I'm joined today by Mr. Brian Devine, the president of Top Line Management and Cafe Fuel. And we're delighted to have you. This is our 49th Helpful Moment. And we have been getting calls and emails here the last few days. Pretty crazy amount of calls we've been fielding and emails about the reopening of dining rooms. Yeah. And today our conversation is going to be about marketing, and Brian's going to talk about basically some things you need to be doing right now. He's going to be talking a little bit about basically your grand reopening and a couple of interesting pieces. One of the things that we're getting questions on is, what am I going to do if I go out into the streets or go out into the parking lot and I have outdoor dining and I don't have handhelds and I don't want my staff putting in 20,000 miles for the shift because they have to come inside to put the orders in? And the answer is they almost all have smartphones. Every one of your staff members pretty much has a smartphone. Doesn't have to be a smartphone, doesn't have to be an 11 or a Super Pro or anything like that. Any kind of smartphone, even if it's 3 or 4 years old, will work. And Brian's going to talk again about how to get that, put the menu on their smartphone and the ability to place an order. And operationally, very simple, just have one person inside taking the orders. And of course, Brian's going to talk a little bit more about contactless payments. So I've said enough. It's our 49th. I can tell you next week we have a terrific schedule already in the hopper. Our 50th will be on Tuesday because we are not going to broadcast on Memorial Day, but we wish everyone a happy Memorial Day. Brian, take it away.
Thank you very much, Richard, and thank you everybody for joining us today. Yes, let's talk about what you should be doing right now. And Richard, I know you have been fielding those calls on what do you do if you can't get those handhelds, and obviously, that could be stress factor. So let's solve the problem. But first, before I solve the problem, I want you to really be thinking about how you reopen as your grand reopening. So think of it just like when you first opened. You need a plan for how you're going to communicate, what you're going to communicate, what kind of specials you're going to do to get people excited again. Because things are not the way that they were before, and we don't know how long it's going to be before they are. And that means that you want to be thinking differently, and you want to make sure that you are busy but safe. So how do you do that? Well, let's make sure that we really think through this process of how you're going to reopen. And I want you really thinking all through that communication. But let's go back and let's solve that problem of how do you take orders if you're going to push kind of things outside and maybe even into the parking lot and not have to have your servers going all the way inside to enter the orders. The online ordering system that we have been talking about, it runs right on your phone. It is designed to work on a mobile phone perfectly. So as long as your staff has a mobile phone, you don't even have to give them anything. They can use their phone and it will work beautifully. And the way that it's designed is they would just place the order and the menu gets loaded up. We can get you loaded up really fast. Okay, so we get that menu in there right away. It doesn't matter how complicated you want it to be or how simple it is. We want you to be able to have control over the menu. And that is important. Because of the fact that it's designed to run on your phone, they can take the order right there. They can press order, right? So they said, okay, boom, that is a completed order, and it goes to wherever we want it. That order is going to go to an app on a phone or a tablet of somebody that's right there to enter it. Okay, so they don't have to go back and forth. And it will just automatically do that. They will be able to accept the order, put it in, and away you go. Richard, is that
That's it. And from an operations standpoint, it's very simple. From an operations standpoint, very simple. Just do that. If your staff doesn't have an extended plan, then subsidize them a little bit with some money if they need a little bit of money to help pay for their minutes. But that's about the only obstacle that you're going to need to run into. Well, and they can take minutes.
Yeah, so Richard, it won't be minutes. It's just data. So if if you don't have wireless, then okay, let's help them out if they're going over their data plan. But if you have wireless, they're just going to connect to your wireless.
Right. And if you need a boost on your wireless,
Yeah. Yeah. So there's some options there. Now, we always talk about one of the main advantages of this particular online ordering tool is that it will automatically build your list. So what I recommend is that your server take that one extra step and say, hey, do you mind if we just put your information in here? Because if they put whoever's ordering at the table, if they put their information into that ordering system, then two things happen. Number one, they can be automatically put onto your marketing list. And if you don't have a marketing list, now is the time. Build that list so that no matter what happens, you can reach out to a good number of people and let them know what's going on. And make that part of your grand reopening, right? Build that list. Number two is that you can do contactless payment. So if you have gotten their information into the ordering system when you're first taking the order, you can actually complete the payment that way as well. So you can say, would you like to complete payment right now just to make things touchless, or would you rather have a check later? And it's up to them. So it's also up to you how you want to handle that process. So we want to make it so that it is so easy and so simple that not only will you utilize this, but you will automatically be building that list, that marketing list, and your staff doesn't have to do anything to make that happen. So that was the number two, is build that list, and we're going to help automate that. And then finally, I want you to look at your website, look at all of your marketing, look at what you're putting out there, and then make sure that you have your website is up to date. It has all the latest information. It's telling people what's going on. Use video so that people can see what to expect, because the more comfortable they are with what your process will be, the more likely they are to come see you. So video is a great way to do that, right? So they get to kind of see that process, and it will make them feel more confident. Now, the cool thing here is that the same systems that we're talking about for the online ordering, for taking the order right there in the restaurant so it can all be touchless, and the marketing system that will automatically move everyone into, that can also run on your website. So give people an option to sign up for your VIP club or your birthday club, and the software that we are talking about automates all of that. So put that on your website too. And if you already have it, make sure it's available on your website. You'd be surprised how many websites we look at, and we always want to recommend some basic things. Number one, you've got to have your phone number high, bright, and to the right. Okay, that's just the easiest way to remember it. Your phone number needs to be in the upper right-hand corner on every single page. When you'd be shocked at how many don't have that, right? You've got to do that. And then have a way for people to contact you easily. So if you want to fill out a form, and then offer them something. Say, do this to get that. And we can help automate that whole process. And all of this is tied together. And that's why we're so excited about it. And we really want to be there to help you get all this stuff done. So number one, Richard, and I'm just going to go there one last time. Number one, treat this like your grand reopening. This is a big deal, and I want you to really think about that marketing system and your communications. Let's get your ordering system in place so that everything's easy, not only for your team, but also for your customers. And then look at your website and how you are engaging with people through that and through your social media. I think that covers everything for today. I'm trying to move fast. What do you think, Richard?
You did great. You did great, Brian. And want to wish everyone a healthy and continue being safe as you get your restaurants reopened. Remember, we're here to help, and we're here to be a resource for you. So that's it for our helpful moment for today. On behalf of Brian Devine, myself, so long for now, everyone.
Bye.